Write forward. It's all about the conversation. Welcome to Write Forward. This is a low-stakes formative assessment tool developed for use with adult literacy learners. Low stakes means that the assessment is informal and the results will not provide a grade that can be used to pass or fail a course or to indicate eligibility for a certain job. Formative means this assessment should be used by instructors during the learning process. It should be used to modify teaching and learning activities to improve both practitioner instruction and the learner's skills. The process of formative assessment relies heavily upon discussion between the instructor and the learner about writing. Hence the title of the resource, Write Forward. It's all about the conversation. It's important to remember that while this is an assessment tool, it is more about the process, the conversation and the learning than about a score. Write Forward is aligned with Employment and Social Development Canada, also known as ESDC, Literacy and Essential Skills Framework, and is based upon adult learning principles and current writing theory about teaching writing to adult literacy learners. Write Forward is aligned with Level 1 and 2 of ESDC's Literacy and Essential Skills Framework because these are the levels most commonly associated with adult literacy classes. Write Forward also uses the ESDC contexts for its exercises: home, community, and work. Have a look at the ESDC website to find out more about essential skills. Adult learning principles are addressed by having relevant, authentic writing exercises and by involving the writers in the collaborative discussion throughout the Write Forward process. Current writing research looks at writing through 3 layers: word, sentence, and text. Even though all of the layers are interrelated, they can be assessed individually. The word layer is assessed for spelling, writing vocabulary, and word choice. The sentence layer is concerned with grammar, punctuation, purpose, and message. And the text layer, which involves writing multiple sentences, addresses organization, focus, and the more abstract concepts of audience, purpose, and tone. Learners will not be proficient at each of these layers in a logical progression. They may have good organizational skills for paragraphs, but weak spelling skills, or they may have good writing vocabulary, but weak grammar. Adult writing needs are usually at the text level. As soon as possible, you should have your learners working at this level. Research shows that adults who work primarily at the text level show greater progress than those who are kept at the word or sentence level. Write Forward has 7 main parts: the user guide, the competency and skill progression chart, informal intake discussion and informal placement exercise, master rubric and rubric descriptors, exercise and rubric samples, the Write Forward exercise and rubric booklets, and the practitioner and learner supplemental materials. There are 3 short videos. This one, for example, introduces you to Write Forward. There is another to walk you through the informal intake discussion, Let's Talk About Writing, and the informal placement exercise. The third is to explain how to use the Write Forward rubrics and how to have that very important feedback discussion with the learner. The user guide has information on the development, design, and rationale behind Write Forward. It explains the terms used in Write Forward and gives clear directions on how to use Write Forward effectively. This should be the guidebook for your journey through the formative assessment process with your learner. The competency and skill progression chart is the framework for the progression through Write Forward. As mentioned earlier, it is referenced to Level 1 and 2 of the ESDC Literacy and Essential Skills Framework. Write Forward has further divided Level 1 into 3 sublevels and Level 2 into 2 sublevels. The competency and skill progression chart shows the competencies for each level and the skills needed to proficiently attain these competencies. The Write Forward resource is all about the conversation. That conversation starts with the informal intake discussion form, engaging the learner in thinking about the role of writing in their daily life. This also provides information about confidence with writing. The informal placement exercise provides the information a practitioner needs to place the learner in the level that will be most appropriate for assessing writing skills. We have also a short video to guide you through this process. Practitioners may want to develop their own authentic exercises to suit a particular learner's writing context. The master rubric will provide the rubric template for deciding what skills or writing strategies you will focus on. The master rubric is to be used when you are making your own exercises. There are 3 sample exercises with completed rubrics to demonstrate the marking and to help you feel more confident with this process. Again, there is a short video to walk you through the rubric. The exercise and rubric booklet contains all 57 of the Write Forward exercises, each with its own customized rubric. There are 2 quick start guides to have by your side when working through these documents with a learner. The supplemental materials are extra resources for both the practitioner and the learners. The practitioner materials fall into 2 categories. One to help you create your own writing exercise, and another category on instruction. This has materials on best practices for instruction and also materials on content specific to Write Forward. For example, it has the what to teach at each level checklists. The learner's materials are divided into habits to be encouraged, which are general learning tips, and things to think about. These are tips that are specific to writing. Please have a look through the user guide and all of the other materials. We hope you and your learners enjoy using this resource.